恭喜发财，新年快乐, Malaysia.
Happy Chinese New Year, guys. We're back. Plot Malaysia.
Hello, welcome to the Plot Malaysia. This is episode 107. This is the show for the fans.
By the fans.
Woohoo! Woohoo! Oh my goodness. Hurry, so good to see you back. It's so good to have you back. And, it's been awesome. So, guys, the Plot Malaysia officially is back. Because of the international break, nothing much to talk about in the Premier League. But boy, do we have a show for you tonight. Hurry! What's going on?
Yes. It's been a busy spell of late for us, guys, but we're international break, so it's been a bit quiet on the Premier League front. But guess what? We're back. We've decided we want to do a sort of a mid-season evaluation. So today is a mid-season evaluation. We're going to see where the teams are stacked. Some predictions from Ram and myself, some thoughts as well. We want to get your thoughts as well as to how you see the season finishing for a lot of the teams involved in multiple fronts, actually, on different battles across the Premier League. So it's going to be a good show, guys. Really, really good show. I've got my Liverpool top on because guess what? We've got some breaking news on the Liverpool front as well. But that stay tuned for in a short bit. And that news is just broken a short while ago, actually. So we'll get to that. But before we do, Ram, what do you say we just share the latest Premier League table with everyone?
Yes,
right, guys.
So
this is the Premier League table as it stands, guys. And we're going to talk about a few of these battles, but Man City lead the table with 57 points and 9 points ahead of their closest rivals, Liverpool, Chelsea in third, Man United taking that fourth place for the time being, but having played a game more than Arsenal and a couple of games more than Spurs. Obviously, on the relegation front, Burnley, Watford, Newcastle, Norwich, and Everton have been dragged into it as well. Are going to be battling it out towards the end of the second half of the season. So we'll get into that. But let's start, guys. I think it's only appropriate we start with the title race. Ram, I'm going to ask you this question, Ram. Is it on? Is there a title race? I mean, it was a 3-horse race, I think, in November or so, when they said it was a 3-horse battle. Liverpool, Man City, Chelsea. They're going to be closest title ever. And then Man City just pulled away. Chelsea dropped a lot of points. So did Liverpool. But I think Liverpool have closed the gap a little bit over the last week. So question for you, Ram. Is there still a title race? And is it a 2-horse race or is it a 3-horse race?
Great question, Harry, because if I was putting my Man United cap on, I would have said, I don't think Liverpool will have a chance. But if I want to be on a neutral perspective of things, which I think I have to be in this case, I think, I have to say it's not over till it's over, Harry. And I think Liverpool has done a great job in terms of closing the gap. I know that they're 9 points adrift from league leaders, Man City. But I do feel that, in terms of footballing talent, in terms of footballing artistry, if I have to say, I think these two teams come head to head, and you can't really separate them, to be honest. So I think there's still a lot to play for. And I think, yes, it is still a 2-horse race, in my opinion. So I think it still could be Man City. It still could be Liverpool. Although it pains me to say it, Harry, that Liverpool stand a chance to win the Premier League. But I think, yes, they still very much are in it, for sure. That's why.
Yeah, man. Good to hear that from you, Ram, because to be honest, I had almost given up a bit of hope a couple of weeks ago because I just didn't see Man City dropping points. That was the problem. But they've given us hope now in the last match when they drew against Southampton away.
Yep.
Southampton held them to a draw. Liverpool got the result. And it's now, it gives you the hope that, well, they can drop points and the smaller teams can take points off them as well. So, yeah, it's very interesting on that front. And I think they have sort of, and it's 9 points now. So the reason why I have hope, Ram, is this. Number one, I think Southampton have shown that their teams can take points off City. And number two, the fact that Liverpool have closed it to 9 points. But let me clarify something. It's 9 points with a game in hand. That game in hand is against Leeds United at home. If Liverpool win that game against Leeds at home, it's 6 points. And Liverpool still have to play Man City. I know it's away, But you know what? Liverpool can get away from home and win games as well. So it's on. I think it's on because if they win the game in hand, 6 points, if they can somehow pick a result off and beat Man City away from home, it's very, very much on. So that's my thoughts on it. I mean, Man City look like a juggernaut. They're probably going to win it. They look like they're going to run away with it. But there is hope now. And that's why I think it's a two-horse race. But I've got to be honest, I think Chelsea is completely out of it. What are your thoughts, Ram?
I think you're right, Harry, because Chelsea in the beginning of the season when it started, it looked like as if they had the firepower. It looked like as if they had what it takes to actually compete for the title. But if you looked off late, the results, I feel you're right. Chelsea are definitely far behind. They would definitely remain in third because honestly, of all the teams that are in the Premier League, I think the top three teams would be Man City, Liverpool, Chelsea. And yes, it is still going to be a two-horse race, Harry, because no matter what happens, I think no matter how many points Chelsea pick up, in the upcoming, battles they have, I don't think they can actually reach up to Liverpool or Man City. Maybe next
Yeah,
season, but not this
I
season.
think the gap is too big, isn't it? It's like 14 points or
Yeah,
something like. I think the gap is
14
just too
points.
big. That's
Yep,
where the problem is. And Chelsea just look very vulnerable. They keep dropping points, drawing a lot of games.
yep.
So
And
and you
Lukaku
just
doesn't
don't
show
see
up, buddy. Lukaku doesn't show up. Whenever he plays
Lukaku
against
doesn't
all
show
these
up.
big
Timo
teams,
Werner is
he doesn't
always
show up.
offside.
It's
Lukaku doesn't show up.
offside winner. Yeah,
Timo Werner is always offside. So that's that.
yeah,
No, but the main thing is, I mean, I've got to be honest. Chelsea have lost their wing backs to long-term injury, so I know it's a blow. But you know what?
yep,
That's not an excuse. They've got a very, very strong squad, and I think they've just gone off the boil. They're dropping a lot of points, not scoring goals, conceding some silly goals as well. So in my opinion, they're out of it. The main reason they're out of it is because 14 points to Man City is game over. City will not
yep,
drop 14 points from now to the end of the season. That's why I think they're out of it. I think it's between the
yep,
two that have always been in it, Man City and Liverpool still has
yep.
that little bit of a chance. Now, the other reason why I said Liverpool has a chance is because they've just broken some news now. Man City, firstly, have signed a player called Julian Alvarez, who's an Argentinian who plays for River Plate.
Yep.
Apparently, compared to Sergio Kun Aguero, they say he's the next Aguero. He's a young boy. They've signed him. I think he's 21 years old, but he only joins City at the end of the season, so he joins only for next season. But just breaking now, Ram. This news broke over the weekend, but just confirmed by Liverpool FC official site now. Liverpool have made a signing. They have
Yep.
hijacked Tottenham Hotspur, who had almost agreed a fee for Luis Diaz. Liverpool hijacked that deal and they have signed Luis Diaz from Porto. Now, a bit of background about Luis Diaz, guys, and we will cover this in more detail when we actually do a Liverpool specific show later in the week. But Luis Diaz, he's a Colombian international, rated as one of the best Colombian players ever, to be honest. He is the best player in the Portuguese league this season by a mile. I think he's got something like 16 goals and 6 assists or something of that nature. He's got a great right foot. Sorry, he's got a ferocious shot. He's got pace to burn. He's very, very fast, extremely skillful, and he's a real talent. So, guys, if you've not seen this guy, check out his YouTube clips. I've watched him when we played Porto as well. He's got lots of
Check
talent.
it out.
He's very skillful. He's got Neymar-like skills with the ball at his feet, but he's very hardworking. Not like Neymar, obviously. He closes down. He's got a good shot on him. Very tricky player, and the best part, he's at a good age. He's only 25 years old, so he's got a big
It's
future in him.
prime.
I think.
It's prime.
And yeah, and I think Liverpool picked him up at a snip actually, because Porto are having some financial difficulties. So Liverpool have picked him up for, I think it's 37 million pounds plus 12 million pound in add-ons. And now for a player of that quality, it's a snip in my opinion. It just depends how quickly it takes to adjust to the league. But with him coming in, and he's coming in immediately as well in the January window. Him coming in, Sadio Mane, Mo Salah, Bobby Firmino. We've obviously got Taki Minamino as well. Harvey Elliott is back from his injury as well now. And he's back training and over the last 1 or 2 weeks as well. So in my opinion, Liverpool have not looked stronger. They've got talent up front. They've got midfielders coming back. Thiago Alcantara is back next week as well. So it's looking like Liverpool are going to be full strength going into the closing part of the season. And they've got a fearsome striker or winger joining the club now. So guys, check out Luis Diaz. He's a Colombian international. And he looks like the real deal. So we're just going to see how he settles into the league. But yeah, so that's my hope. And hopefully with him coming in now, we
Hurry.
have also got a bit of momentum and potential to go after Man City in this title fight. Go ahead, Ram.
No, hurry. I mean, I think as a United fan, obviously I envy the fact that all these players, all these teams are signing up just great players in the January transfer window. But I also have news for the Man United fans out there. I think you know this. We have also made a signing as well. The signing that we have made is known as Fu Kin No One.
Okay, Ram, before we get to the Man United signing, guys, so this is Luis Diaz. This is Luis Diaz. He's a talented player, and he's going to be wearing the number 23 jersey for Liverpool. He's just been announced as well. So, yeah, Ram. I mean, Ram, to be honest, there was a comment that came through, and I really don't want to speak too much about this because nothing's been proven, etc. But I know you guys must be seeing the news. Uh, Greenwood, allegations,
Not yet, not
allegations
yet,
on
not yet.
Greenwood. Allegations on
Yeah.
Greenwood from his ex-girlfriend has broken today, guys, and it's looking like a very, very serious case. If it's something he has done, it's. I don't know what to say about it. I think it's
I, I
horrendous,
feel
uh,
I feel
and he should
actually
be
sorry for
punished
his
for it.
girlfriend
But
though.
but uh, but like I
Yeah.
said, nothing's been proven or anything as yet. It's just broken. But if it's what it is, then my word, he deserves punishment galore for that. But we'll just have to wait
Yeah.
and see where how that ends up. But what are your thoughts on
Yeah.
that, Ram? The Greenwood situation
I
as a
think
United fan.
Hari, yeah, I was just looking at it as well. You know, the part where his ex girlfriend or his girlfriend had a cut or something on a chin, right? If I'm not mistaken.
And a lot
It
of other
looked
bruising. There are
really
lots of other
lots
bruising.
lots lots of other bruising, and I think for a player of that caliber, young age, his career is at stake at the moment. And to be very honest, I think when a player like this does that, and you are being charged for domestic violence, I think it's goodbye to your career. And to be very honest, Greenwood was
He
good.
deserves it. He deserves it.
He deserves
Whether
it.
you're a
Yeah,
player,
he deserves it.
whether you're a player or not a player, this kind of thing has no place in society
Yeah,
in general,
I
right?
have
Yeah.
I have no tolerance for such behaviors. Okay, regardless of whichever team you play for, whoever you are, whether you're a sportsman or a human being, whatever said and done, that doesn't make you a man. That doesn't make you a human being. So if he is proven guilty, then he deserves it. And
And
by all
I think
means,
that'll be the end of a very promising career, which will be a shame, but
yep,
deservedly so as well. I would think,
yep. I agree. I
yeah,
agree.
but
I
yeah,
agree. 100%.
moving on, Ram. So yeah, I think it's very clear this is a two-horse battle, guys, and I'm even more driven about it now because Luis Diaz has been snapped up by Liverpool. Yeah. Now this is a top draw signing, guys. Mark my words, this guy is going to be top notch in my opinion. He was Klopp's priority. Klopp wanted this guy signed in the summer, but because Tottenham made a bid and they had a bid accepted, Liverpool had to act, and Liverpool acted and hijacked
Mhm.
that deal because they didn't want to miss out on this guy. He's the guy they had earmarked to pick up in the summer. So all I can say is thank you, Spurs. Thank you. But yeah, so thank you, Eugene. Thank you, Spurs. We've picked up Luis Diaz. Uh, but yeah, moving on, Ram. Let's talk now about
Yeah.
the top four race. So this is where your team is. It's in the top four battle, really. And guys, just to show you
Yep.
guys again the situation at the top of the table. So in fourth place right now, Man United occupies that spot. I think it's
With a
between
game in
them
hand. With a game in hand.
with a game in hand. But well, game on hand, but at the same time on West Ham. But then Arsenal have got a game in hand on United, and Tottenham have got two games in hand on United. So, but let's see who are
Yep.
the teams involved in this round. I want to get your thoughts on this as well. But in my opinion, the battle for the top four is between Man United, West Ham, Arsenal, Spurs. And I'm going to
Mhm.
add a dark horse in here because I think no one
Mhm.
is counting these guys in, but I'm going to add Wolves in this battle.
Okay.
And we'll
I
get to
do
that.
too.
But we're
I think
talking
they're
about
good.
Man United, West Ham, Arsenal, Spurs, and I'm going to add Wolves. So I want to get your thoughts, Ram. Who is genuinely in this top four battle?
Yeah, I mean, I have to say, United are definitely in the top four battle for sure. In the last few games, they've showed, they have won their games. They have actually had back-to-back wins. So I think, they are definitely in contention with top four. I know, Hurry, you might have other thoughts for sure because
No,
you're a Liverpool fan.
they're definitely in
Yeah,
it. Who else you think is in it? Who are the teams that are battling for this fourth
I
spot?
think I think you're right about Wolves. I think Wolves are definitely a very close threat as well because I think they play good football. I don't know how far the news about Ruben Neves coming to United is true or not, but as far as I'm concerned, I think they have a formidable force. I think they can definitely challenge for top four. I do think, Hari, I'm gonna agree with you on what you have said previously. I think Arsenal are very much the team to look out for.
Yep.
In the top four. So I feel Arsenal are definitely in it. I don't see Spurs making the top four. I'm so sorry, Eugene and the Spurs gang. I don't see Spurs making the top four. I see, possibly West Ham, Arsenal, and Wolves challenging for top four with United. And I hope United are the ones that actually take it. So yeah,
All right.
that's
So
what I
all
feel.
right. So let's look into this right now. Wolves have played 21 games. So Wolves have a game on
Yep,
United as well, and they are
yep,
just 4 points behind United with a game in hand. So they can
yep,
close the gap to 1 point. Arsenal have a game
yep,
in hand, and they could overtake United basically.
yep.
Uh, and then of course you've also got Spurs and West Ham who have played a game more. But Ram, let's talk about this now. I think Spurs have got a great chance. Number one, they've got two games in
Okay.
hand. Number two, they've got Antonio Conte.
Mm-hmm.
Number three, now their recruitment team hasn't done a great job because Antonio Conte's first picks for the window was Adama Traore and Luis Diaz. Adama Traore chose Barcelona instead, and he's moved to
Yep,
Barcelona, by the way. So Adama Traore is
yep,
gone. So that's the threat from Wolves that's gone as
yep,
well. Uh,
yep.
and then obviously Luis Diaz signed for Liverpool. However, Spurs, guys, breaking news as well. Spurs have pretty much confirmed now. I think it's going to get confirmed, but officially confirmed soon. But they have signed Dejan Kulusevski. Now, Kulusevski, for those guys who watched the Euros, he played for Sweden, and he's a very promising player from Juventus. I thought he was outstanding for Sweden at the Euros. He plays for Juventus. He's not been getting regular minutes, but he's been brought in on loan with an option to buy. Now, I think he's a quality signing. So I think Spurs are confirming him, and I think Spurs are also very close to clinching a deal for Rodrigo Bentancur. Now, Rodrigo
Mm-hmm.
Bentancur is a Uruguayan international who also plays for Juventus. So, very interesting. And Spurs, with those two acquisitions, could be a more formidable squad and more formidable threat for the top four. Like
Mm-hmm.
I said, Conte is in the picture as well. So, in my opinion, Spurs are definitely in it. They've got two games in hand. I think West Ham
But
will not make it because I think West Ham
okay,
are a bit hit and miss, and I think the squad is not strong enough. They're dropping points now. The squad is starting to feel the impact. Unless they make one or two signings in January on deadline day tomorrow, I think they're out of it. I think Arsenal as well. If Arsenal don't make a striker signing, because obviously Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang is been frozen out, they're not
mm-hmm.
scoring goals. They've had a horrible January month. I think they've only scored one goal in the whole of January. If they don't make a striker signing in January, and they lost out as well, they were going after Vlahovic, who has joined Juventus. So if they don't make a striker signing, I think they're out of it as well. So I think Spurs. I'm gonna narrow it down. My picks are Spurs, United, and Wolves to make it a fight. Why I say Wolves? Wolves have lost Adama Traore, but they have been unbeaten in their last 5 games. They've won 4 of their
Yeah,
last 5.
yep,
They're keeping
yep.
clean sheets and they're scoring goals as well. They've got talent: Pedro Neto, Podence, Raul Jimenez, Ruben Neves,
I,
Coutinho. So
I never
yeah, I
saw
think they're
I
in it.
never saw Adama Torre as a threat, Harry, to be honest, because he just brings the ball forward. He doesn't really score goals. So
No
to
end
me, I
product,
don't
right? No
see
end
him as a
product.
threat. No end product. So that's why I'm saying Wolves are definitely in contention. Now, Harry, I do to some extent understand where you're coming from in terms of why you think Spurs should be considered as part of a top four challenge. Okay, to some extent I do understand. But here's my point. Now, you sign someone or you need to get a signing in January to actually prove to get you all the way to the season. I think in this particular transfer window, whoever you get may not be as influential as what you get from the beginning of the season. That's why
No,
I
I, I,
don't
I
think
agree with
Spurs will
that.
take it.
I agree with that, but I tell you why I still fancy Spurs to give you a real goal because they have got two of the best strikers in the league, and they will always score goals. Harry Kane and Son Heung-min will always get you goals, and Lucas Moura chipping in as well. So I feel they have got a threat up front. If they can keep clean sheets, they will always score goals. That's why I think Spurs will push you guys. And Dejan Kulusevski, I saw the guy at Euros and I was very impressed. I think he will get goals for
But
them. He'll be a
but
creative spark for them.
the defense have not been very impressive.
Yeah, that's the key. So
In
that's
my
the key.
opinion, right?
I
So
agree with you there, 100%. They don't have good
yeah.
defenders. So I agree. If they can somehow start keeping clean sheets, then I fancy them because they have got a threat up front. They have got goal scorers up front. So That's the only reason. And I also am going to add one more factor is the Antonio Conte factor. I think
Okay.
of all teams battling for the top four spot, Spurs have the best manager. Now, this is
Okay.
up for debate. It may be controversial for some, but I think of all the teams battling for top four, if you tell me who's got the best manager, I think pound for pound, Antonio Conte is the best manager. So that's why
No, I
I'm
agree.
sort of backing them. Yeah.
I agree. I agree, Harry, 100%. Antonio Conte, compared to all the other managers, definitely he has a name, he has a reputation, and definitely he is someone that delivers. So I have nothing against Conte. I don't think that, I don't think he's going to give up so easily, in my opinion. But as of now, the way I look at it, I am happy to see Spurs playing the way they are playing right now compared to last season, for sure. Okay, but here's my take. Right, he's a man who just came in. He has to rebuild a squad. He's still looking. He's still finding that proper defense. He's still finding the right player that he wants to sign to come on for Spurs. So I think it's going to take him a while, to actually make that perfect team, to mold that team to actually reach that level. And possibly, if he does find that formula, Hurry, it's not just about top four contention. I think it's going to be beyond that. So this season, I don't see them yet, but I do think that they will be a formidable force, in the coming seasons to come. So
So
that's what I feel.
that's a valid point. But like I said, I still back them. But yeah, I get your point, and I think they will get stronger under Conte when they make his kind of signings. Uh, Wolves, I think Wolves have got a brilliant manager. I think Bruno Lage is very underrated. He did very well in the Portuguese league. He's been outstanding. The team keeps clean sheets on a regular basis. They're very hard to break down, and they always get goals. They're very creative. They get goals. They beat Man United at Old Trafford.
Yep,
Liverpool
yep,
had to get a last second winner against them. They have
yep.
given Man City got lucky to get a win against them through a penalty as well. They look like an outstanding team. So I think they're hot. They're in the battle as well. Arsenal, like I said, if they get a striker, they'll be in with a chance. Without a striker, I think they have no chance because they're frozen out Pierre-Emerick Aubameyang. And Man United, Ram, I want you to talk a little bit about United now, man. They are in this battle. You're a United fan. Are you now? They've had some promising results of late. They've won 2 or 3
Yep,
games on the bounce.
yep.
I personally think they were extremely lucky to get a late winner against West Ham. I thought it was a draw game all along. But what are your thoughts? Do you see any improvement in the United team that gives you hope that they can finish fourth?
I think to be fair, the last game where they won the game, I thought they played impressively well. I felt in the first half, obviously, it was a bit here and there, but in the second half, I think we took that game to West Ham as much as possible. So I thought it was a good game overall. I feel that now I can see the players like Bruno Fernandes. I can see players like Rashford, especially Rashford. Hurry, he has not been performing of late in the previous games, but the last 2 games he has shown his talent and he can score goals. So in my opinion, I felt that he is someone that is getting back to his mark, which is good to see. Bruno Fernandes now has a free role. I think he's being really, really, he's been used really well. And I think more importantly, because Ralph Ragnick used to use that 4-2-2-2-2, you know, continuously when he came on. But now you see a 4-2-3-1 that allows and that he can assist more, he can contribute more towards the goals and so on and so forth. So that's why I feel, now there is this great understanding. And when they beat the last game, when they won the last game, you saw how important it was for them. And I could see that they're going to come back in all guns blazing, and that's what I wanted to see as
So,
United fan. I
so the
think
key question: do
yeah,
you see an improvement in
yeah.
the side in terms of their play over the last few games?
Yes, I have in terms of keeping the ball, definitely possession
Yep,
wise.
yep.
I see them winning the ball,
But
in the
I'm good.
opponent's half.
But Ram, yeah, I've got to say, 2 games ago against Brentford, I thought Brentford
Yeah.
battered United in the first half and should have been 3-0 ahead. So
Yes.
was it really an improvement in terms of performance, or did you guys get lucky because you had David De
No,
Gea?
look, we won the game 3-1, Harry. So it's not about luck, it's a game of two halves. So yes, Brentford was good in the first half. We had our chances as well. But the thing is this: when you're playing away from home, you do expect the home team to take the game to you for sure, because Brentford are a good side. They have shown how good they were against Liverpool. They have beaten a lot of good teams as well. So we don't want to take them lightly. We know how good they are. But in the second half, we showed finesse. We showed that we could win the ball. We showed that we could play a good game. So I thought, in my opinion, if you are losing the first half, your only option is to come back stronger in the second half, which we did. So to me, that was an improvement because what I saw before was that we were shit in the first half. We probably are shittier in the second half, possibly scrape through a draw, possibly a lucky a last minute goal to seal a win. So this time I really saw that we kept going for more goals, we kept attacking forward. So I felt that was pretty much what I wanted to see as an improvement. Not the best, but I think that says a lot in terms of what
Some
is
steps
to
steps
come for the team.
steps in the right
Yes,
direction, basically. Steps in the
steps in
right
the right
direction
direction.
under
Yes,
Rangnick.
absolutely. Yes,
Okay, okay,
definitely.
okay. So let's put you on the spot then, Ram. Actually, let's get to this later. We'll get to these predictions later, guys.
Okay,
We'll get Ram's predictions, my
sure.
predictions later on where we see this ending up. But like I said, it's going to be a fascinating battle for the top four spot. It's very, very close. And like I said, about 5 teams are involved in this. And I actually think what happens between today and tomorrow in the transfer window, the last day, is going to be key in this. Who United, if United pick up anyone, for example, if they're able to get anyone in, if Arsenal is able
Fucking
to get a
no one.
if Arsenal is able to get a striker in the door or a midfielder, I believe they're after Arthur as well, Arthur Mello from Juventus. If Arsenal is able to get a midfielder or a top striker in the door, it could make a difference for them. So that's going to be key. Can Tottenham pull off these two deals, Rodrigo Bentancur and Dejan Kulusevski, which I think is already done, but whether they're going to bring anyone else in defense maybe. And then of course Wolves, I mean, I don't know, if they're going to get anyone. Actually, I think they sold Adama, or he's gone on loan, I think, with an option to buy. So I don't know if they're going to pick anyone up. But Wolves, West Ham, very interesting. West Ham made a £50 million bid for Calvin Phillips, which was turned down. And they also made a bid for Rafinha from Leeds, I think, which was turned down as well. So
Yeah.
West Ham are in the market. They're willing to splash the cash. If they're able to bring in a midfielder and maybe a top-class attacker like Rafinha, I think it changes a lot of things and dynamics for them as well. I think they're also after a defender, West Ham. So I think what's the top four battle, I think, is going to get decided in the next 1 or 2 days, today and tomorrow. If any of these clubs are able to make some deadline day special signings to get their clubs pushing towards the second half of the season. So moving on, guys, and we'll get to predictions like I said later. But moving on, guys, Ram, what about the relegation battle, man? The
Oh, sad one.
relegation battle. So now, as we talk about this relegation battle, let's look at the table again, guys. I think the teams involved are Burnley, who are bottom of the table, but they have played 2 to 3 games, sometimes 4 games less, because as you remember, Burnley had a lot of games postponed in December because of the COVID
Yeah, yeah.
situation.
COVID, yeah.
So Burnley is bottom of the table. Watford, second last. Newcastle is in the bottom 3. And then there's Norwich, who I think are very much in this battle as well, on 16 points. Very close, 16, 15, 14, 12 points. Everton, I've been dragged into it with 19 points. I personally think Leeds are safe at 22 for the time being, and I think they'll get out of it. So in my opinion, it's between Burnley, Watford, Newcastle, Norwich, and Everton. 3 out of these 5 will probably be the ones to go down. Ram, are you aligned on that? Do you think the same? Or
Well, I don't think Everton will ever be dragged into a relegation battle. I think with
But
Frank
let's
Lampard
let's
just coming in,
good point. So
so
Frank Lampard has been
yeah,
confirmed as their manager, but look at their
yeah,
run. I mean, look at their run.
yeah,
Last 5 games, 4 defeats and 1 draw. Obviously, this
yeah,
was under Rafa Benitez
yeah,
and Duncan Ferguson, I think. But Lampard is in. Will that make a
yeah.
change? We'll have to see about that. What
I
about the other
think
4, Ram?
I think yeah. Okay, so like I said, Everton may not be dragged into. I don't think so. I think they're going to be safe. I feel a team that to look out for here, Harry, for both of us and for all people watching this. Right, I think Newcastle is a team that
Oh my
needs
God, the
to
richest
make
club,
sure.
the richest club in the
Yes,
world.
yes, yes. Now they need to do something to get out of that situation because it is not something you want to see happening to a team that is now inherited so much of money. And hopefully, I think they've done some recent business as well. In
So,
the transfer
so,
window.
so let's
So
give an update. Let's give an update, guys. So they've spent the money and they
yeah,
haven't stopped spending the money. I think they're going to be spending more
yeah,
money today and tomorrow. I'm sure they're going to make some deadline day signings. I think they are in talks with a left back from Germany as well. So that may go
yeah,
into tomorrow. But who have they signed so far? They've signed Kieran Trippier at right back, which I think
Yep.
was a great signing. They have signed Chris Wood from Burnley for 25 million
Yep.
pounds. So now it
He's
depends
a
on
good
opinion
player.
here. He's a decent
Yep.
player. Whether he's the top quality, I don't know, but he's a decent player. But I think they're smart here because they've signed Chris Wood. Chris Wood will get you goals, but also they have weakened one of their competitors by signing Chris Wood. Chris Wood
Yeah.
comes from Burnley. So
Yeah.
Burnley is weaker now as well. So I think it's a very smart tactical move. You weaken your
Burnley
opposition, your
depends a
competition
lot
as
on
well.
him, though, right? Hurry. Burnley depends a lot on Chris
Exactly.
Wood in terms of that. So
Exactly.
yeah.
So I think they've weakened their competitor and strengthened themselves to a certain extent with the Chris Wood signing. They have just confirmed, I think now it's going through, guys. Fabrizio Romano has confirmed Bruno Jimenez, who plays for Lyon,
Here
I
we
think, in the.
go.
Yes, here we go. Bruno Jimenez, who plays in the French division, I think, with Lyon. He's a Brazilian, very classy central midfielder, top class central midfielder, rated very highly, who Newcastle have been able to pick up for £30 million. So I think this is going to be a good signing. And then, like I said, they're also after a left back, and they may look to pick up someone else. I'm not too sure, but the business has been quite good. Uh, Burnley are in talks now to replace Chris Wood, who was 6'2" or 6'3", with a 6'5" striker. Burnley are close to signing Woghurst, who played for the Netherlands in the Euros. If you remember, Ram Woghurst, the
Yep.
striker who plays in the in the Bundesliga with Wolfsburg, is a Dutch international. I think there are rumors that they're close to signing him. And yeah, I think that's about it. Everton under Frank Lampard. Let me add, Everton under Frank Lampard now, guys. They are in talks to sign Donny van de Beek on loan from Man
Yep. I
United.
think that's going to
It's a
happen. I think that is
yeah,
going to happen. I
it's
really
a
think so.
battle between Everton and Crystal Palace for him. And I think now with Lampard in, they may win that battle, and they may sign Donny van de Beek on loan. So that could be key for Everton as well. Norwich are doing great. Norwich have not really signed anyone of note, I think, but they're doing great under Dean Smith. He's doing wonders with that team. Uh, so yeah, it's going to be close. Watford. Remember, guys, let me add another thing. Watford, Sec Ranieri, they have now hired Roy Hodgson, an experienced hand,
Yep.
to come in and try and get them out of it. So it's going to be a very close battle here. New managers coming in, some experienced ones, some driven guys like Lampard. I think this battle will also be decided by today or tomorrow in the transfer window. Who does the best business between today and tomorrow to get themselves safe? What do you think, Ram?
I think you're right, Harry. Spot on. Because I think these teams that are in the bottom three, they need that. They need all this signings to come on, and when they do come on, they really play their hearts out. So I feel it's very interesting, Harry. Don't you agree with me that the top three or top four, they don't necessarily need signings at this point of time in January, but the
Yep.
bottom three or bottom four really depend on this transfer window to change their season. So 100%.
Yep.
But interestingly enough, Harry, I think if I were to go, with who's going to end up being relegated, should I just give you my prediction or should I just wait
Let's
for the
let's
end?
let's 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 actually let's do that. So we'll start with the predictions now,
Okay.
guys. Let's get the predictions in, all right? And we'll make
Okay.
our way up. So let's get the relegation battle.
Okay.
So like I said, Everton with Frank Lampard in the battle, Norwich City uh, under Dean Smith, obviously, Newcastle under Eddie Howe making these big signings, Watford under Roy Hodgson now, and of course bottom of the table Burnley, who have got a number of games in hand under Sean Dyche. Uh, so, Rob, if you had to pick your bottom three from these teams, who is your bottom three? Who is going down? Who
Could I,
is getting relegated?
great. Could I just see the table once again, Harry, if you don't mind? Just to see,
Absolutely.
the bottom three. Yeah.
Absolutely, my friend.
Okay, so
Let me
we've
help you
got
with this.
Burnley. Yeah, we've got Burnley, Watford, and Newcastle, along with Norwich City, right? So this is the top bottom four, which I think three of them could be relegated. So I'm going to go with Norwich City at the bottom of the table. That's what I feel.
Mm.
I'd see Watford second last, which is 19, and I do see Burnley, taking that last spot, being relegated. So it's Burnley. I mean, so it's going to be Norwich City, Watford, and Burnley. That's my opinion.
Okay. I'm going to actually not differ from that too much. I think
Mhm.
actually I don't know. I think Watford finished last. I'm going to say Watford are going to
Okay.
finish last in this team. I'm going to then say Burnley, second
Hmm.
last in the table. And you know what, Ram? This may
Yeah.
sound controversial here, and maybe I'm being
I would.
biased as a Liverpool fan, but I think Everton are going down.
Wow, wow,
I
that's
think
so controversial, bro.
I
That
think
is
Everton are going
that
down.
is
I'll tell you why
okay.
as well, man. Because I just think, yeah, I just actually, you know what? Maybe I'll spin it around. It'll either be Everton or Leeds that will go down. It'll be one of them. I
Oh.
think Norwich will. I think Norwich will get safe because I think Dean Smith has got a fire under them. They've got 2 wins on the bounce. They give teams a good game. I know they gave
Mm,
Man United a bit of a good game as well recently, if I'm not mistaken.
yep.
But they did do
Yep.
give teams a good game. Uh, so I think Norwich will get out of it because Dean Smith is a good manager and they've got a bit of a fire in their belly from what I see. So I think they might get out of it. I think Watford are
I
going.
think I see where you're coming with this, Harry, because you're going with statistics. Am I right? Because Norwich won the last 2 games out of the five. And correct, they won two
Not
games out
not
of the
not
five
not not
games.
not not just that is the nature of the performances as well. I've been quite impressed with Norwich's performances of late. They seem to be playing well, giving teams a game. So on that basis, that's the reason why I'm going to Norwich to survive. Everton, I mean, let's see if they can get a bounce from Frank Lampard. But that's why I say it's either them or Leeds because Leeds have
But
played a game more than Everton and they're on 22
mhm,
points. So they
mhm.
could get dragged into this battle as well.
Okay.
It's going to be close. It's going to be close, but I just have a fancy. I mean, I think the normal pick would be, as you said, would be Burnley, Watford, and Norwich. I just have a fancy Norwich will get out because I think they've got a bit of something about that. I think Newcastle will get out because the signings they've made and Eddie Howe factor as well.
Yep.
And I think they're splashing the cash. So I think they'll get out of trouble.
Because sorry, if I may just add what to what you said, I think looking at the table, if you look at Norwich, their goal difference is -32, which is
Yep,
they do concede a lot of goals compared to the rest of the bottom three. So I think because of that reason, and that could just go down to the wire, Harry, and because of that, I feel that they could be smack rock bottom because of
that's
reason.
a very
That
that's a
could be
very
one of
very
the
very good,
reasons why
very
I
very
think.
very good point.
But
Very
you
very
know what? We always love people to prove us wrong. So let's see what
yeah.
happens.
No, very, very good point, Ram. Great observation. So we'll have to see, guys. Give us your thoughts on who do you think is going down as well. Like I said, I just fancy, and also because maybe it's a Liverpool factor, I wouldn't mind seeing Everton go down. But anyway, guys, that's that's for another day. What about your top four, Ram? So let's talk about this top four, right? Who do you think is going to finish in the top four positions in the league? So let's start with
Uh,
fourth, right up to first.
okay, I'm going to say Man United,
Ooh, of course
Chelsea.
you'll say Man United. Yep.
No, no, I'm being very realistic over here. Man United,
Yeah.
Chelsea, Liverpool, and Man City.
All right. I'm going to make
Yeah.
my decision now as well. I'm going to go
You're going to say
Tottenham.
Liverpool for sure.
Tottenham Hotspur, Chelsea, Man City, and of course Liverpool to finish top. Come on, I've got to say Liverpool to finish top. So, but I'm going for Tottenham. I'm going for Spurs to clinch that fourth spot ahead of United, Arsenal, and like I said, for me, it's. I mean, I'm actually very torn. It could be United because of the squad. United's strength is the squad depth. They've got firepower like no other team up front. Lots of attackers, and you could see that in the last game when they brought on like 3 attackers and won the game. Uh, Arsenal have got a decent manager. They play the right way. They've got a lot of good young players. Wolves have got a good manager, a good way of playing. West Ham the same, but I think the squad depth will hit them hard. I just think Spurs under Antonio Conte, the Antonio Conte factor, and the couple of signings they're about to make, I think they will do the job and finish fourth. So that's my four: Spurs, Chelsea, Man City,
I
Liverpool.
think I think it's a very Liverpool thing to kick United off top four because when they play Spurs, they are just always beating Spurs. So they're going to give a bit of respect to the Spurs team. And also, it's like Hurry is giving a kiss to Eugene right now. So Eugene, if you're there, it feels like Hurry is giving you a kiss. So,
We have just we have just
but
we have just Ram, we have just hijacked one of their. We have just hijacked their signing, man. So I
yeah,
thought give them
yeah,
back some
yeah,
love,
yeah,
like, it's fine.
yeah. Well
But
said,
anyway,
well said,
guys.
Hurry.
But anyway, guys, give us your thoughts as well. We want to know who you think is going to be in the finish in the
Yeah,
top four, who's going to finish in the bottom of the table, and also give us your top scorer. Who do you think is going to finish top scorer in the league,
yeah.
etc. Give
Let
us
us
your
know.
thoughts on
Yep.
that front. Give us your thoughts on that front as well. But yeah, great catching up again, Ram. It's been a fabulous episode, guys. Leave us your thoughts. Hit the like button. Do subscribe. Hit the bell notifications. Well, we've got some very interesting episodes coming for you, including a Liverpool special over the next
Yep.
few days. Stay tuned, and a special guest hopefully in the next week or so. So yeah, Ram, over to
Definitely.
you, and we look forward to the Premier League kick-starting again next weekend. Sorry, the FA Cup next weekend, and then the Premiership a week after that. Over to you, Ram.
What? Yes, thank you very much, Harry. Once again, from us at the Plot Malaysia, we just want to wish all our Chinese viewers, who are traveling back home, Kong Si Fa Chai, Sin Yan Kuai Le, Happy Chinese New Year, as much as possible. We really, really hope that everything is all good with you and your families. But just before we sign off, Harry, I just want to say to all our viewers that this year is going to be a very special year because we want to thank all our 2,600 plus subscribers who have currently subscribed to our channel. Hopefully this year we can double that. Hopefully we can get about up to 5,000 subscribers. So if you feel our channel, you like our channel, do subscribe to our channel. Tell your friends about us, and of course hopefully we can reach that 5,000 mark this year as well. Anything you want to say, Harry, before we go?
That's about it, man. Happy Chinese New Year, guys. Stay safe wherever you guys are, and happy holidays to all Malaysians.
Holiday! Yeah! This is us, the Plot Malaysia, signing off from the Plot Malaysia. This is the show for the fans!
By the fans! Hey! Cheers, guys. Cheers, Ram.
Cheers, Harry. Cheers.